Alright, I just got back from the the Sony shop. And what did I buy? I bought this, a new lens. A new lens for this channel, a new lens for me, a new lens for everything that I want to do, whether that's portraiture or these videos, because at the moment I'm using a Sigma 14 to 24. So if you see, I can go really wide, like you see now, or zoom in. Doesn't zoom in that much. However, my camera is Sony, but I've been using this Viltrox Sony to Nikon adapter because before I had a Sony mirrorless camera, the A7 IV, I had a Nikon D800, which was a DSLR camera. So the lenses I had were the 24 to 70, which was my most used lens. I used this all the time because it can go quite wide and zoom in still quite a bit. Good for pretty much everything that I needed it for. But these lenses being Nikon obviously wouldn't fit on my Sony camera, so I had to have an adapter. But this being my favorite Nikon lens, I now decided, now that I'm starting this YouTube channel, to get a Sony equivalent, so then I can use get the same experience with get the same experience of this lens, but with Sony. So, this video, not related to fitness, but I was so excited that I wanted to unbox it in front of you guys for myself and so you can see every step that the channel takes. Now, box is open. Here's the warranty. And then take out the package. It comes in its own little bag. And then there's all the books and things. So as you can see, it's the 24 to 70 2.8. 2.8 means how blurry can I make the background. For example, now the background, the f-stop is at 5.6. If I drop that to 2.8, you can see the background just got a lot more blurry, and the focus is only on my face. But that's not really that good for video, so I put it back to 5.6. So, I digress. Taking the bag out of the other plastic bag, here is the carrying case that you get. Let me open that, and it's got a little zip. And then inside, we have the lens itself in bubble wrap, a strap for the case, and a hood for the lens. We'll see what this looks like later. So, taking the lens out of the bubble wrap, here we go. Here is the lens. Now, on the front, we have an 82mm diameter front element. My Nikon, if we compare them, this is a 77mm front element, but the Sony is quite a bit lighter. I'll put the grams on the screen than the Nikon, and quite a bit lighter, quite a bit more compact, a bit shorter, but it's got the same functionality of 24 to 70. Now, I'm going to switch this lens that you're watching right now onto this lens, and then you can see the difference. And there we go. So now, this is, this 24mm, you can already see it's a bit more punched in. Let me change the tripod a bit. There we go. So this lens is a bit more punched in because we're no longer at 14mm, but the thing is with 14mm is that the edges of the screen will bow out, they'll stretch. So if you if my body would be quite stretched at the bottom and at the top. It distorts, that's what I meant to say, it distorts around the edges, whereas this one is perfectly flat from corner to corner. And if we go to 2.8, can we? No. So the nice thing of this lens is that when I am at the gym, I can also just hold the camera just like this. And it's much lighter, like I said before, than the 24-70. So this is just a quick unboxing and first look at the new workhorse lens for the channel for me as a photographer and videographer. Videographer being YouTube, photographer being my side hustle. Bear with me, I was just putting the microphone monitor back onto the camera. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm excited to show what's to come from more of this channel as well. What's next is what the next video will show is I had my blood work done. This being a fitness channel, I wanted to get a baseline of where I'm at and see if I needed to give myself a kickstart with HRT, TRT, if you will. So be sure to like the video for this new lens and subscribe so you can see what my blood work came back as. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.